They appeared today. We got Zester in the house.
What's up, Pops? How's everybody doing this evening?
Peachy. And number 2 to show up was Ball Boy. I mean, you are so not right. And to anchor the whole crew in this tug of war of humor, Uncle Matt.
Howdy.
Hi guys, how's it going? Hey, not to hijack this thing at the beginning, but I was hoping to talk to you before the show. Jen and I are gonna change our schedule.
All right.
And do our shows on Mondays and Wednesdays, and Wednesday would be at 5 Pacific about the same time. So can we talk about like another time for Whiskey and Wisdom? Is that a possibility or?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to. A lot would have to change in my world to make it happen, but we will. We will talk about it this week because I'd have to make a lot of.
I'm trying to figure out how to juggle.
No, I get it.
Everything. So, yeah.
Or you could just come join us as soon as you finish, and we'll just keep having fun.
That's true. We could just do our show and pop on over.
Right?
Maybe we can do it an hour earlier, but then we're fighting with you over your news show on Wednesday.
Yeah. Or I can quit doing the news show. I don't know. We'll talk about it. All right.
All right. So it's an issue we got to figure out. We just got to figure it out.
Have we figured out what the story time's going to be today? Although we did hear you were going to give a news update. So I don't know if we need to get the news update from you before we get story time with Uncle Matt or not.
Well, yeah, why don't we do that? Because then we can have fun with Matt. And because this is supposed to be a fun show. So people are going to ask. So really what I've got my people on the bond side. I sent you a message earlier today. They're confirming what you have been telling people about money movement in the background. I have people like you that you do not know that are very happy. Like your people were very happy. I didn't catch your 4 o'clock update here. I'm packing my new Noble suitcase for my trip to LA tomorrow. Right there. But I have very happy people on the bond side, and I have my other guy who's not a bond guy. He's a financial system guy, and he also has been hearing on his side that this money has finally started to move to the bonds. And of course, that's the first thing. Now, I also heard I heard a rumor. I can't tell you. I can't say it. I'll tell you after.
Yeah. Well. Until then, we're going to find out if Matt has heard anything about what's going on in Venezuela because he's our Venezuela source, or our reporter on the ground in Venezuela. He's in Wisconsin or Minnesota.
I haven't heard anything, but I guess I know what's happening there. I mean, they're just moving right along, and I don't know. It'll probably be years before they're doing 10 million barrels a day, but they will be, and it'll all come here to the refineries in the Gulf, and then it'll go up from there. It'll be a lot of money being made.
Yeah, and it won't be going to the Russians either.
And it won't be going to the Chinese either.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be going to the Venezuelans.
Yep. And what do we call ourselves? The USians? The United States?
USians?
I think we're Americans, Matt. I think we're Americans.
The Americans. Whatever goes to them will come to us first. Put it that way.
Now, KMK has an important question for you because we keep getting, depending on which guru of late, a few of them have come out and they all have which aliens or different aliens are going to be at the redemption center scanning us. And Matt, I don't know if you know which ones, but let's see what a KMK say. Which aliens will meeting at the redemption centers? Multiple sources are saying 5'2", like a light pinkish, like real fleshy colored. Who are they? I've never heard of them.
I've never heard of them either. And thank you, KMK. She's over in my chat. We love Cam. We love our Kathy. I forget your name, sweetie, but she's married, so I don't need to remember her name.
Hey, what's the deal on all the aliens hanging around? What's that about?
Yeah, what's the deal with the U.S. government filing for alien.gov and aliens.gov like yesterday?
I hope to be bringing you an update on that soon. Kayla, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I forgot. I should know. But like I said, you're married, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I remember your name.
That's bad.
Well, I mean, look, I'm more inclined to remember a girl's name when she's available. Yeah, I have not heard about the pink 5'2" Martians. That's a new one to me. I'll have to ask some alien people that specialize in aliens. I've never heard of that group. You know, the reptilians, the grays, the tall whites, the Nordics. Who you want to meet are the Nordics.
Look, I've seen the 5'2", 400-pound rainbow colored aliens.
Yeah,
I just call them Democrats.
Yeah, there you go. Rainbow colored.
Yeah, and why are they all 5'2"?
Yeah,
is that like a mandated? Because it's specific. A 5'2" alien is going to be there. What if it's 5'3"? In which case, is that a different type?
Check with which mark, Kayla?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but pretty particular here. Like, Matt, what do you think's going to be there when you go off to roll in with your like
aliens? There testing your vibration. Please stop. I'm sorry.
No,
that was my inner child screaming out.
Honest to God, I don't even know how the hell we even going to communicate with them. If they're even hanging around, it's like, shit, man. Aliens around here in Minnesota would probably be, get rid of about 100,000 of the crooks and bring in the aliens. That'd probably be a lot better, you know.
If I go into the redemption center and I see aliens, I'm going to get distracted and I'm not going to redeem anything. I'm going to be 100,000% focused on the fact that there are freaking aliens there.
Oh, I'm still going to redeem, and I'm going to look them right in the face, and I'm going to say, if you bastards take us to a no money system before I have a chance to enjoy this, I am coming looking for you.
Although, all right, Matt, I'm going to need you to confirm a rumor.
Yeah.
Rumor is, and somebody sent me a picture of what to expect. Let me see if I can pull this up real quickly.
What to expect?
This is very important that I get this one just right. Trying to get it pulled up, but it is they claim that this is the vehicle that you will be driving, the currency for the humanitarian group or for our
at the resort?
For the resort. And I just want to make certain that is accurate, that this is indeed the truck you're driving to fit all the currency in.
No, it wasn't that big. It would have probably fit. Let me see. Let me make this a little bigger. No, jeez, look at the size of that thing. You know, no, it wouldn't. I don't even think the currency I got is as big as the smallest person in that line up front. I can't even see him. It's so small. You know, but no, it's hell yeah, that's a
think
nice
it'll fit
truck though. It'll fit easy. But well, you know what? It just depends which currency you're talking about. I think there's some currencies you'd probably need about 100 of those trucks, but truthfully, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe, you know what? The currency, that's a funny deal, man. It's a real funny thing. We got aliens, we got currency, we got God knows what, you know. I want to get back to normalcy.
Well, look, there are some people that I absolutely love that are in on this thing. I missed that last thing, but people I absolutely love that are telling you there's going to be aliens at your redemption center appointments, and I'm just going to come out on record and say I seriously doubt there's going to be aliens there measuring your vibration to decide whether or not you get your currency exchanged or how much you can have. The aliens are now going to decide how much we get. Okay.
Did somebody really think they were going to measure your vibration? Is that right?
Yeah, no, a lot of that's been going around since almost the beginning. My bank contacts think it's the silliest thing ever, but hey.
Okay, so nobody here believes that, right? The vibration.
Well, I don't. No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
And nobody in any level of knowledge, bank, anybody I've talked to thinks that's accurate.
That sounds just weird, you know? It just sounds like just crazy shit, you know, because, I mean, not crazy shit, but crazy, I don't know, who's ever thinking it must be hiring a kite or something, man.
Well, yeah, they must
obviously they've been getting into match
THC. Yeah, they must be on THC or something.
That's all right, Mark. You like, hey, there you go. Beautiful.
Did you see? Yeah, this is my beverage of the night. What's everybody else's?
Oh,
That's not drinking at all.
I've got water with frozen THC in it, ice cubes. That's my every night deal now. I love that. What are you drinking there, Mike? A bag of what?
It's some of that whiskey Mark sent me. That
whiskey.
Puerto Rico. Yeah, poured it out of my stock snifter here.
I thought it was like a bag or something. You know? Oh no, it's okay. I'm sorry. There it is. It's a bird, huh?
It's a Seahawk.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I thought it was a baggie or something.
Yeah. What if they sense perv thoughts? Well, then I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, you're totally getting probed. Yeah, so what's the story with this meteor over Ohio and Pennsylvania broke up, causing sonic booms? I mean, supposedly I shouldn't say supposedly, major news outlets reporting a 6.0 earthquake in Cuba today.
Well, what's going on is that there have been multiple fireballs seen, and in fact, they've been seen in other parts of the world as well. And one of them seemed to change direction, which would indicate it's not a fireball, so it's not a meteor. So just a lot of activity. Sometimes you go through dirty parts of the galaxy, and you get more meteors. But right now, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about
it. They're meteors. As long as they come down to the straight. Now, what's really interesting, though? This brings up the Las Vegas alien case from 2 years ago. And that was where there was a fireball seen over Vegas. It was recorded on ring cameras, and it was recorded on police body cam. And when they went, and it was done in IR mode, and it didn't register in IR mode. If it was a real meteor, it would be red hot. It registered bright. And then something fell off of it into somebody's backyard. And when the people went out to check it out, there were these 10-foot tall, gray looking guys there. So, and I was told that the police went in the backyard to check it out, and you will never see that body cam footage. I was told by somebody in the Vegas police.
I had seen that footage when it originally was happening, but I think it's been primarily purged at this point. The one that has always gotten me, that I still think we haven't gotten a real answer on, was what's been named Ouroboros. The long cylindrical object that flew through our solar system.
Oh, you mean Oumuamua? Not Ouroboros.
I thought that maybe it was
that's an Ouroboros. That's an Ouroboros.
Yeah, but I
Oumuamua. You mean Oumuamua?
Maybe I'm mixing up the names on it.
Yeah. That's okay.
Oumuamua. Yeah.
Oumuamua. You know what? They always try to be so culturally correct. Oh, let's name it after the Hawaiian word for messenger. No, why don't we just call it messenger? Or why don't we just call it, Apollo or some Greek god or something? Jeez, guys.
But that's always the one that I've really wanted a real explanation for. Everything about trajectory. That's like that thing came into our solar system designed to utilize gravitational pull to accelerate itself. It came in at the exact right angle. It's beyond coincidence.
Same thing with
I think it's that vast of space.
That's more 3i Atlas too, because there's something called in the solar system, there's the plane of the ecliptic. Now, the plane of the ecliptic is where all the planets are. Now, my theory, and the theory of the late Dr. Tom Van Flandern, is that how planets are created is that the sun, when it first forms, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it sucks up all this debris, and then it gets spinning so fast and has so much spin energy, angular momentum, that it has to shed mass to slow itself down to an equilibrium with whatever it's in equilibrium with. So it spins the planets off as giant plasma balls, and then they cool and condense and become gas giants, or they become rocky terrestrial planets. That explains why they're all the planets are in the plane of the ecliptic. NASA's model is the accretion model, where planets just clump together and crash into each other and magically reassemble each other into planets. But if that was the case, planets would be at all angles to the plane of the ecliptic is basically the equator of the sun. It's the belly button. So that information, amongst many other issues, make the solar fission model much a much better model than the ridiculous accretion model that NASA has, right? So the interesting thing about this is that also according to the exploded planet hypothesis by Dr. Van Flandern, and there's an interesting Y-Files episode about Tom that I helped him with and gave him information anyway. And then there's his website. But anyway, he says that, yeah, there's planets and there's missing planets that there should be a much bigger planet, something called a super Earth, where Mars is and where the asteroid belt is. And he thinks these planets exploded. And that explains why Mars looks like somebody took a Gatling gun to the bottom of it.
What's
right?
the chance Mars, the planet we call Mars, was just a moon for what used to be there?
What's the chance of that? 100%. 100,000 million %, according to me. Nice setup there, Mark. Mark threw me a hanging curveball, and I won the home run derby on that one. So the interesting thing about 3i Atlas is that it comes back to Earth or to our solar system. And guess what, Zester? It's on the plane of the ecliptic. Now, the odds of it coming through the plane of the ecliptic are, 500 to 1. It also comes in basically right about where Mars is. It's very close to Mars. The odds of that happening are 20,000 to 1. Let me just tell you, if you give me 500 to 1 odds and I take $100 to the casino up the street, I'm going to come away with 10 or 20,000 by the end of the night. If I keep getting 500 to 1 in my favor, I'm going to be really rich. 20,000 to 1, I'm going to be a freaking billionaire, or the casino's going to drag me out and, break my hands with a hammer. One of the two, because they're convinced.
Or both.
So what that means, and this is really, I think, fascinating about it, is that if you look at the composition of it, it's like nickel and not really iron, but a lot of nickel. Well, where is nickel common? Nickel is common in planetary cores. Okay, so like the core of the Earth is thought to be nickel iron, primarily a mixture of nickel and iron. So what I think this thing is this is a chunk of the core of this planet that exploded God knows how many hundreds of thousands of years ago. And it's coming back to where it started from. It's completed its whole orbital cycle and it's coming back through, because the chances of it being on that plane, being right where it started at Mars, are 100% if it's a piece of that planet that doesn't exist anymore.
Well,
so
I'm enjoying this one. All right. Asteroid belt, the Kuiper belt. They've already told us that essentially, because of our technology, it could easily hide other planets. Because
the whole elliptical thing, or the whole plane.
Not that they don't exist, they're there, but from our eyes, from our perception, even from our technology, we would not be capable of seeing it. Where's the validity in that one?
Well, there's some validity to it, because if you had a large object out there, and remember, there's been a search for Planet X. It was Planet 10 before before Neil deGrasse Tyson demoted Pluto. There's two people that really pissed me off. Okay, Chris Mortensen from ESPN, because he influenced a bunch of people to vote for Rich Gannon for MVP in 2002, and that's the biggest joke ever in the history of the NFL. And the other guy who pisses me off is Neil deGrasse Tyson, because he tried to get Pluto demoted from a planet. Well, to be fair, Pluto was probably a moon of Neptune that escaped, but in some other cataclysm. But
make Pluto great again.
Make Pluto great again. But they called it Planet X for Planet 10 because they were looking for the 10th planet. And there is something out there apparently exerting gravitational influence on all kinds of bodies in the distant solar system. So if it was, as has been theorized, a brown dwarf, which is this sort of smoldering, not quite a sun star that didn't quite make it.
Or your butt after Taco Bell.
Or my butt after Taco Bell. Anybody's butt after Taco Bell.
Exactly.
It's between a sun and, let's say, Jupiter, which never quite got started. A brown dwarf is somewhere in between, and it got started a little bit and it generates heat, but it's very dark. It's a dark star. So the odds of seeing it in either the infrared or the visual are pretty remote, given how vast space is. And, so they can use these gravitational models to try to get an idea where to look, but they have yet to find it, Zester. But I do believe it's out there.
So now we get to hear a story time from Uncle Matt. Although, where do you even start? Have we dredged up like flashbacks to your abduction when you were staying with Aunt Tootie?
You know what? Honest to God, I didn't used to think this, but I really think we're in like a computer simulation, you know? I really do. So, I mean, whatever.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Well, I think it is, because all of a sudden you die or whatever and you're gone. So you go to another one, you know, and I just hope they're good. That's all. You know?
No, I'm with you, but like individually, us, if we were in some kind of simulation, Matt, who would have programmed? Who would have said, you know, we want some interesting characters in this, some like NPCs that can think or something. So they made a Matt, they made a me, they made a Mike, a Zester, a Kukla, Lucas, pick a person.
I think it's like Pokemon cards. So some of them are more important than the other ones, you know, and the other ones just get like, I don't know, they don't get any attention in the Matrix or whatever, and other ones do for whatever reason. The guys who are in charge of the deal, and
So out there, you know, there's some like angelic, godlike creatures up there, and they're just trading, the Uncle Matt card with the Pikachu card.
Yeah.
I'll trade you 2 Uncle Matts for a Charizard and 1 Mike Bara.
Yeah, and you know, I think it is. And then all of a sudden you get a card, you know, and you finally get a leader who's going to try and hope to God it'll be the first time in my life some leader tries to at least win a war instead of prolong it for money, you know. But we'll see. The proof is in the pudding, I guess. We'll see what happens, you know. I don't know. There's a lot of things that maybe haven't been dropped into our little world yet, you know. And I don't know. They're just sitting there with pixie dust throwing shit in there, you know. And I don't know, who knows what it is.
The old, like the boy with the ant farm shaking it just to see what happens.
I think so. And then finally, you know, maybe they get tired of it and just slam it on the ground. It's like a giant Etch-a-Sketch Matrix deal. And it's somebody just running the whole. I really think it's a program we're in. I really do. You know, so I mean, I'm just, I don't know. It's as good as any idea, I think, you know. I mean, you got to think about it. When you leave here, you go to a different dimension. It's good. I don't know. That's all. Who knows, man? I don't even know. I have no idea. I get boggled on all this stuff, you know. When you guys talk about that planet, what's it called? The three eye
Atlas.
Yeah. I mean, I hear about it and stuff, but I don't know anything about it. I just haven't had time to deal with it. I wish it was still like football season or something, or just regular things, you know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of regular things, Uncle Matt, we need Aunt Kukla is making claims in Telegram that the reason this can is orange is in honor of Donald Trump.
I would say no, but he is orange. He's the orange man, you know, and he's you know what though? I had the shirts for Trump, you know, and we got rid of a ton of those, you know, and I don't know. Yeah, we really did. We moved a lot of Trump shirts, you know, where the one who was saying, "Get in, loser. We're taking back America."
What about the Mark pajama pants? Did we move many of those? Or
yeah, everything we had ever
sold out.
There's nothing left. I mean,
even the Mike Mark pants.
Yep. What were those? Oh yeah, the little
Mike Mark alien ones.
Yeah. Oh, the alien ones. Yeah. Those were good. Yeah, but no, it's you know, it's what else am I gonna say? That's oh my God, you know, there's so much stuff. You know, it's actually easy for me. I'm getting older, but I got friends who are just like, oh my God, they're just out to lunch completely. You know, I mean, you start getting to be close to 70, and they're just, oh my goodness, it's bad. So, anyways,
when you say that, you mean completely spaced out of it, just like their brains are gone, or?
Well, they start losing it. You know, Mike. You know, you're about my age, right, Mike? Yeah, I think we're about the same age, right? Like you're what, late 60s, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Oh wait, how old are you? Wait a second.
I'm 56, Matt. Come on.
Wait a second. I truly, Mike, I'm not trying to
60s? No. Sorry.
I thought you were 67. I swear to God.
No.
You're not?
No, I'm not 67.
Oh,
Not-
okay,
not-
okay.
not-
I
not until his
apologize.
birthday.
I thought we went over
Mark,
it on
nobody
another
asked
show.
you.
What's that?
I just tell him, Mark, to be quiet. Nobody asked him.
No, what happened?
Hmm.
No, I'm sorry, Mike. I thought it was a couple of shows back. I said I thought you were like 55, and then some. I thought you said
No,
no.
I am older than that. I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no big deal, but you start. It's really weird. You either know guys your age that are my age that are together, or you know guys that aren't together. You know, and it's just, oh my God, it's just weird. You know, because. But it's just something you just got to learn. That's all, and no big deal. You know, it's just the way it is. But you know, I try to get all my buddies on the supplements and the the CBD and everything. But you know how it is. They don't listen. So, especially from somebody they know. Usually, it's like you probably grew up with a lot of guys, Mike, that especially on the alien deal. They probably don't even pay attention to it. And
Yeah, no, that's true. And my biggest thing with all the different stuff I'm supposed to be taking is I can't keep track of it all. Oh, did I forget? I meant to start a Fenben cleanse today, and I've forgotten to take the pills so far. And and then it's like the thing is, I have a kind of a delicate stomach these days, and if something starts to bug me, I'm like, I wonder which one of these things I'm taking it is that's bugging me. I had a doctor prescribe me 2,000 milligrams a day of magnesium. And do you know how much more that is than the human body needs? And I'm like, I stopped taking it, and guess what? I felt 1,000% better. So,
wow. I'll need to chat with you, Mike, on that one. Got something you could help me out with on testing a new service coming soon on that front.
Okay.
So, yeah, something that you might could help me out with. You can chat with the doctor and find out all the details.
Right. Now, Zester, I'm open for ideas because Uncle Matt still hadn't told us the story.
I know. At this point, I feel like a lot of folks are starting to feel a little cheated.
On the story?
Here is the story time.
Oh my God, I'm gonna really have to dig deep on here. When I get put on the spot, I gotta think of something.
We did have some. We had some suggestions. Somebody suggested an ice fishing story because they live in the South. So we hear about it. It's romanticized, but we don't get to actually do it.
Yeah, I'll tell you a nice little one. Okay, so there's we were ice fishing up in a shack where you sleep overnight, and it's on Lake Mille Lacs. Mike knows where that is. It's a big lake. You know where it is, Mike? You've heard of Mille Lacs Lake.
Yeah, right? I've heard of it. I don't know that I ever made it up there, but yeah.
Yeah, you didn't miss much, especially in the winter. So we're out there, you got the bunks, and they were catching these fish. They're called eel pout, and they're pretty good tasting fish, but they're basically an eel that doesn't sting you. They can get up to about 3 feet long. Well, anyways, I was tired, so I went to bed early one of the nights we were there fishing, and I truly didn't even fish more than 20 minutes. To me, ice fishing's boring. I mean, I'll be in the ice house, just blabbing away and playing cards. That's a ball, So then I fall asleep, and so then I wake up, I felt something wet on my face, and and so right before I had woke up, I must have passed out a little bit too. And I didn't, but they took one of these eel things and they wrapped it right around my head, and took a picture of it. So I'm laying there, and I would have never let one of those things lie on my face. You know what I mean? Like, they don't sting you or bite you, but they look like an eel. They're a big snake, and so it was wrapped right around my face. And then I woke up and I felt it there, and I go, what the hell? Because you wake up out of a stupor. And I just, boom, I flipped it off, and it was probably about 2.5 feet long, 3 feet. Story. But the thing about them ice fishing, you drive out there, and the guys who bring you out there, I mean, let's face it, most of them are just like kind of crazy. And, you're going along and there'll be a crack in the ice. And it's like, what the hell? What do you do if you go under? And they go, well, make sure you can get to the top. You know, that's their answer. You know, from Festus, it's driving you drunk out to the ice house 5 miles. You know, and but no, it's kind of a wild deal. You know, it's when you ice fish, it always turns into something. I mean, you can go into ice too. You know, you go under and all kinds of shit. You know, I'm surprised more people don't die from it. You know.
Yeah, I would think you wouldn't last more than a minute or two in a frozen lake. And
Oh
then
hell
crash.
no!
I mean,
And if you
you'll
go
freeze to
under,
death, like, pretty much
yeah.
instantly. Yeah.
And if you come up where, you know, the hole isn't, oh, what are you going to do? Swim around until you find the hole? No, you'll be in a panic, you know? And so, I don't know. Ice fishing's all right as long as it's, you know, you got, I don't know. I'm not really into it as much as I should be, I guess, being from Minnesota. So I'd rather watch TV than ice fish. Or I guess you can ice fish when you're watching TV. Or no, you could watch TV while you're ice fishing. All I know is I could care less about it, really. I mean, I've had my fill of it. I don't even know why I'm in Minnesota in the winter. I truly don't. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. We said, shit, we should be in Florida, you know? So,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
we're
I bet
not.
there's a neighbor down here selling somewhere. You can come to Puerto Rico.
Well, you know what? Puerto Rico would be cool as long as it's, you know, as long as I don't get my ass kicked or anything, you know. I mean, you guys, where you live, it's pretty good there, Mark, right?
Oh, yeah.
Chester? You guys are all right?
It is far more dangerous where you live than it is where I live. Far more.
Oh, it probably is, for sure. Yeah.
God, I just saw Zester's return.
There
You
it
ready
is.
for you ready for your shameless plug, Matt?
Oh, yeah. And I've been drinking my shameless plug tonight that I'm going to give for sure. But anyways, yeah, it's for sure. Let's do it. Okay. So if you guys want to get into the site, you go to thecbdgurus.com, thecbdgurus.com. And then when you're in there, you go up to the wholesale and hit Mark C wholesale. Okay. And if you have to put in a code word, it's lowercase KRAMCBD. Okay. Now, everybody listening, I got a real special for you tonight. You're going to love this deal. Okay. So anything you order, I've got 2 flavors. I got these 2 cans, they're 16 ounce, and they got 55 milligrams of THC in there. And so what I do is until I run out, and I run out about every, I don't know, 8 days now, I take that can that you get free tonight if you put an order in. It's my Wednesday night special, and I don't have it listed. I'm sorry. All you got to do is put in your notes when you order. Okay, you guys, put in your notes that I want a can of the 55 milligram water soluble THC flavor deal. You're gonna love it. And then what you do is you just get an ice tray and you pour it in there. Okay, and you let it freeze for about 8 hours, 9 hours, so it's frozen. And then you got 16 ice cubes. And each ice cube is about 3.5 milligrams THC. And just for my health and relaxation, I have at least one a night now. And it's great because it helps me sleep. It helps me be a better person. Not a better person, but a better person. No,
A bettering person?
Yeah, better, a better person, I think. And it's great stuff. So I don't know. It's just a little thing at the end of the day I reward myself with. And but anyways, yeah, I've already had one. I've already had one little chunk. I just throw it in anything I'm drinking. And actually, I was drinking. What the hell did I start out with? I started out with, I don't know. I can't even remember. But then I switched to a blueberry margarita. I got up about 10 minutes ago on a blueberry margarita. Yeah, that's what I made. And I put the ice in there, so it's great. You know, I put a little alcohol with the THC, and I feel great. But anyways, that's the bottom line, you guys. You go in there, any order you put in, just make it at least $25 and put it in the notes. Hey, Matt said I can have a can of the water soluble 55 milligram Delta 9 THC so I can make my own ice cubes at home and have a ball. And you know what? I do got friends. They come over and they all say it now. They go, "Oh my God, you're gonna have them ice cubes again?" I said, "Hell yeah." That's why I could get by with one tray at least every 10 or 12 days, but when people come over. So it's about a tray a week, so it gets some out. My wife, she doesn't even use it. She should start using it, but I don't know. She's never been a drinker, THC or anything. But I don't know. I feel like a good healthy person. So hey, so if you got any, you want to order, you guys go in there and order. Put in the notes. I want my free can of 55 milligram Delta 9 THC, and you can put it in your ice tray. Yep, for sure. And I'll put a note somewhere there for you, how to do it. It's no big deal. You pour it in there. I'll even give you a thing to put on the top if you want to just take an ounce or something out whenever you want, and throw it in whatever. I got these rubber deals you can put on top to keep it fresh. So it's great. It's just the greatest thing since sliced bread. It really is. I love it. But hopefully it's
I think we should try like a whole can.
God,
like while doing an episode.
I'll
a
try
2-hour episode.
Let's wait till summer where I can at least unwind a little bit, But right now, shit, what am I gonna do if I get buzzed up? Just go hang out in the snow, But I don't want to do that. Hell no.
Yeah, no interest in that one.
Yeah, I got a little sauna that broke down, so I mean, I guess it would be all right, Yeah, get in the sauna for a little bit, go out and roll in the snow. We still got a lot of snow right now.
Oh no.
What's that?
No. That's for what he thinks about snow.
Why did he go rolling in the snow too?
No. I'm more than happy to not see it anymore. I know. Not more than happy to not have to deal with it anymore. But I am looking forward to now going back and visiting snow, and snow actually being an exciting event.
Summer's in Idaho. Winter's in
wow.
Idaho, right? Christmas in Idaho or Utah or something. Sounds nice,
exactly.
Right.
I am post RV. That is my plan. I am going back to have Christmas probably every other year, or maybe even most years, in the snow, and then I'm immediately going to leave.
Like maybe like a cabin in the mountains of Wyoming or Montana or something. This big
Wyoming
log cabin.
Wyoming ranch, because Wyoming is already doing so much right on a political side. I would love to support and participate in Wyoming. Wyoming's the crypto state. Folks are just not aware of it, but the most crypto-friendly state in the United States just so happens to be Wyoming. All 500,000 people.
Oh, it really is that small.
By the way, Kayla, wow. I can't find you in my Telegram chat. So send me your handle. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, this is one from California yesterday. This does not appear to be a fireball descending. This appears to be something going up like a rocket, but could be a SpaceX rocket, could be a military launch out of Vandenberg. I don't know. But it doesn't look like a typical rocket launch. I guess we would want to wait and see how long this video goes, and if there's a staging event. If there's a staging event, then we can definitely say it's a rocket. But
we did what? SpaceX did launch 2 super heavies, but I think that was today or something. Recently, like back.
And there's Vandenberg Air Force Base there in north of LA, between LA and San Francisco. So,
ooh.
And they don't tell everybody when they're launching, so because it's military stuff.
No, I think that's all we get to see.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so what do you like, Matt? How about you? You think there's really aliens in the world?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to expose themselves, because I don't know. I just don't.
Well, I hope not, because they have little teeny tiny little things, little penises, little micro penises.
That's more than I ever want to know.
I hope they don't expose themselves.
Yeah, I hope they don't either. How about you, Zester? You think do they walk among us in Zester's analytical show it before I believe it world? What do you think?
I absolutely believe that there are aliens. By our definition, there is living organisms that have occurred on planets besides Earth. Absolutely. I believe that there. From a mathematical perspective, it's just beyond logical. It has to have happened. For it to not have happened would completely reorganize everything that we have established as science. We'd either have to start over or we'd have to assume that in all likelihood, there has to be other living organisms. Now, by them coming and hanging out with us, I think that there's got to be them keeping an eye on what we're up to. And I believe that that would be the more logical explanation. Is just that if I were another civilization, even if we're just going to go back in human history, I am Rome, and there are these Persians that are putting together this awesome, awesome empire. I'm going to go check out what's going on. And not as a matter of anything more than just keeping up with it. I think in the landscape of it, aliens, I believe they exist. I believe that they would be keeping up with whether we're doing anything, but I think it's a little preposterous to think that we're a danger, or that we have anything that's worth taking. If you're capable of intergalactic travel, if you're capable of either...
Yeah, I was going to say, there's asteroids 5 miles wide that are pretty much pure gold.
Exactly.
Why do I need to come down here and make some genetically alter some apes to mine my gold? If I have the technology to go from solar system to solar system.
That's where I'm at on that one. I absolutely believe it exists. I just don't buy a lot of the overall fears around it because they just don't make sense. If you're that advanced, what do we possibly have to offer? When it comes down to it, every element that exists here exists across the millions, billions, trillions, quadrillions of other solar systems. And there's just no way that we would be that important. But you would keep an eye on us because of the fact that we could potentially become a danger. And that, I believe, is just very realistic because that's human. And I have to assume that any other intellectual being would operate under the same general thought process. So
how about you, Mike? Your take.
On the presence of aliens?
I mean, you think they're...
Sorry, I was trying to get Kayla back into my chat group.
Oh, that's okay. We'll move on. No, yeah, I mean, you write about them all the time. What does the analytical Mike think? Because I mean, you love breaking down the science and the engineering. I mean,
well, I like to say it that the biggest proof that aliens exist is the fact that we exist, because the chances of what we are being exclusive to a unit. I mean, you think about it. Why would God even need to make the universe this big if it was just us? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I feel like there, not that I know how God thinks, but I'm convinced there are other species, and I think God's kind of kicking back and watching the whole show and seeing who's going to win the race to get back to him. So that's what this is all about. And I think there's lots and lots and lots of other species out there, and some of them probably been visiting here. So,
yeah, for me, if I believe in an all-powerful, omnipotent God that created the universe and everything else, for me to say that we're the only one, that really is me limiting God greatly. Mm-hmm. That's pretty. I don't know. That's pretty messed up on my part. If I think that, at least that's how I think
that there's a lot of validity though behind the entire idea. Ultimately, it is such a large thing, and undoubtedly there are other things going on inside of it. If you were experimenting with us, and he had to take the Etch-a-Sketch board once and shake it. If he had to do that once, I have to imagine he might have considered backup plans. Maybe there are more.
Is that what we're going to call the whole Noah and the flood, taking the Etch-a-Sketch?
Actually, the pastor made he very, very cool, and he made a reference directly to that as the Etch-a-Sketch. And yeah, that's where I got that one. But yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah. What if? That's essentially the thought. I don't know. I do think that it would be limiting to say that it's not possible. I don't have any visual proof, and so I am a very hyper literal person. I believe that it is illogical to take a standpoint that it is impossible. You would absolutely be taking the losing position. Most likely, they exist. I'd like some visual, physical proof, personally, though, when it comes down to it. That would reinforce it.
All the old engineering, Ancient Aliens does draw, although, everything can't be aliens, but they draw some interesting thoughts in my book. Some of the old architecture, the way, headed to Peru. I mean, the different construction, the things that we weren't capable of, or just working in the coal industry with my uncle, as we pull out tools, or strange looking tools or strange looking versions of nuts and bolts out of coal fields around the world. Everything we understand about age and science is absolutely wrong, or there were civilizations here a really long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that I absolutely believe. I think that there are enough indications from Dead Sea Scrolls, from the Epic of Gilgamesh, from everything that we've learned, Göbekli Tepe and the like, that this Etch-a-Sketch has been shaken more than once. We just only know about one time that the Etch-a-Sketch was shaken. But I think it's pretty obvious that that this is a well-used Etch-a-Sketch.
So maybe it is mankind's need to not fade into the ash heap of history where nobody ever remembers you. And they build wonders. Like maybe that's like the civilizational drive. They because they would dig up things or artifacts from a previous civilization. They go, some probably existed before. Things, we can't even see the evidence now because it's deteriorated so far. So maybe that's why we see civilizations rise, and they're like, you're not going to remember us because we know nothing about this previous civilization. We've only got these small clues. So let's build something even bigger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is, like the person that did the Georgia Guidestone, things like that. I mean, we need to do something completely random. Like we do, what are they going to think? Or did they already do this in the past? I mean, they're going to dig up this, Bucky Beaver, this huge Mickey Mouse, this, the Bob's Burger Boy is going to be like this. And they're going, oh, obviously they worshipped the hamburger.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have our scientists, our historians, our anthropologists done that same stupid shit?
We
all
all have to
obviously
keep
they
that
were
in
at church
mind.
service. No, they were going to see a concert.
Yeah. Well, we all have to keep that in mind, that in all honesty, when we are sit there and we have the literature professor tell us about the importance of Shakespeare's works, or the like, that very easily in the time that it was created, it could have been a laughing stock.
Could have been that old dinosaur
in a
novel.
modern context without any understanding of the actual time period. No matter how much we know, it's still not real. We can never place ourselves into that mindset.
Can I just say real quick to Kayla, you should be back in the Telegram group, but you better be a good girl or you're going to get in trouble again.
It's KFC petrified. I mean, at some point, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, they're probably going to worship the Twinkie, this alien tech that never ages.
The alien?
Yeah, Twinkies. Think about it. What's going to be left? Post-apocalyptic, 2,000 years from now, some aliens are going to land here, or the next civilization of humans that are digging things up after the next dark age, they're going to discover Twinkies. Still perfectly preserved goodness.
Man, I think if the aliens don't come and help us out here, I think we're going to be like that. What was that movie where everybody became just like a total dope? Kind of. What was it? Idiocracy.
America 2026.
Idiocracy. Yeah.
Idiocracy. Yeah, but
that was about the Democrats. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it just, honest to God, if we don't get help by somebody,
Well, man, I don't want their help. Okay, I didn't ask for it. I think we're doing okay. I think we can handle all this ourselves. And my grandma Hazel told me two things that really stuck with me. Number one, Number one, if you always tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said. And number two, don't ever accept any help you didn't ask for. So thank you, Grandma.
All right. There's Grandma Hazel?
Hazel, yes.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, Grandma Hazel. I think she probably hung out with Aunt Tootie because they both sound like wise women.
Hazel was a wonderful woman. Went through a lot. God, people went through a lot back in those days.
Yeah.
So.
Hazel, that's a great name. I was calling
my grandfather divorced
movie.
his first wife to marry Hazel. That's scandalous back in the 1920s and stuff. Wow.
What did he do? He married two.
He divorced his wife to marry Hazel.
Oh.
She must have been hot. That's all I gotta say. So
I wonder, did he like the show Hazel the Maid too? Then I bet he really liked that. Huh?
I never saw that one. Yeah.
You never saw it?
No.
Oh, I don't know. She's pretty famous, you know. I mean,
Hazel the Maid. Huh?
What?
Okay.
Hazel the Maid? No, you don't know about. You guys, do you know about her, Mark, Zester, Mike?
Who?
No, never heard of it.
Oh, you mean from the Brady Bunch?
No,
that was Alice.
That was Alice?
She was like an Alice,
heck is
except
Alice?
her name was Hazel. And honest to God, she was big time, man, for the TV shows back then. Hazel could have probably been president. She was so big. Huge.
Hazel and Mr. B?
Mr. B, that's right. I think it was Mr. B.
I don't know, like
Mr. I don't know, whatever, Mr. HB. But it was some Mr. B or whatever. Man, that was
so Shirley Booth played Hazel.
Yeah, Shirley Booth. Yeah. She was cool. I liked her anyway, you know, but not in a sexual way. It was more like a motherly way.
Extra family.
She would always be cooking. She would always be just doing everything right, you know. So,
all right, we finally had story time, but we have yet to have a solid dating advice
from me.
Oh no! I mean, well, we got to have dating advice. Usually it's Mike, and then we see what we think
Mike,
of it.
Yeah, for sure. I want to hear it for sure. Hell yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna looking forward to this weekend. We'll test my dating skills this weekend.
All right, we'll have Zester present the scenario or the situation. So we'll have to exercise his creative thought.
Well, the most important thing to do with a woman is to pretend like you're listening to her. Pretend.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Mike?
While you're thinking about football.
No.
That's the most important thing. Really? I didn't know that.
I was immediately trying to think up a legitimate scenario for you. And then you threw me entirely.
Well, yeah. Whereas what you're really thinking is I wonder if Darth Vader's dick got burned in the volcano on Mustafar. That's what you're really thinking about. But you're like, oh, really? That must have been really rough for you. Must have really upset you. But you're not thinking that. You're thinking, what happened to the Atreides bagpipe guy during the attack on Arrakis? What happened? That's what we're thinking about.
No, that one's actually an important question because I don't know the answer.
I wonder if the Atreides bagpipe guy made it out of Arrakeen.
Probably didn't.
I've always had a historical one. How did they convince the guy in Rome to carry the Golden Eagle? Because that was like the goal of every enemy army. How did you convince that dude to carry it? That's always been a historical question I've had.
When
you signed up for the legions, for the Roman legions, they gave you your job. You didn't get a choice.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how did you get screwed with that job? Because it's both the most prestigious, but also every dude with a bow is aimed at you.
Okay, well, like being the president of the United States.
I would imagine it went something like this.
But with none of the benefits.
You suck with a sword. You suck with a spear. You suck with an arrow, and you're small and you're weak. Guess what? You get to carry the Golden Eagle of the Legion, of the 13th Legion. You know? That's how it went, Zester.
I'm going to have to just consider that to be historical fact because I've yet to see any good explanations on it.
This does create a golden opportunity here, though, because somebody had asked before this talk of Rome. Is there ever an example of, a country that was very prosperous and successful that slid to like a bad fiat system, a two-tier justice system, that ever recovered? And then that country had a bit of a golden age. And there is one example, but it's not a good example.
The fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It
How long was the Roman Republic a thing?
was like 500, 600 years.
Long time. Maybe even 700.
It's less than you think. It's actually.
No, I think it's only maybe 250 or so before the
I
Empire.
think
The Empire was
Rome
like
is-
1,000 years.
I think Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus in 750 BC is what they
No. That's the planet Romulus.
I think it was about 500 years. I think
Zester is going to find out for us.
looking it up right now.
at least 500.
Yeah,
but
I remember it always being, because essentially it's what everyone has to remember is that the Roman Empire lasted for over 1,000 years. The Roman Republic, which we often idealize as what we view Rome being,
Right.
which is a very Greek, very, very, very traditional or ancient culture, is not actually Rome. When it comes down to it, what we view as the Byzantine Empire today in history books was the Eastern Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Rome did not fall until the Middle Ages. It fell in the Dark Ages, if you really break it down to the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the same as what it was. Well, not what we idealize. But I'm looking up the dates on it.
Let's face
I
it.
remember it being a frustratingly small number when you really think about it.
The Empire is
What is
way more efficient than the Republic.
Hey, Zester, who was the guys who surrounded Rome and just starved them for about 50 years? What group?
Well,
Was
the
that?
Gauls or the Visigoths
Okay.
would have been during the Germanic phase, but that would have been the fall of what now is the Western Roman Empire. That was after the split between Constantine. That was the split between the religions. That's Eastern Orthodoxy and Catholicism, essentially broken down and broken apart. That's an insane period of history.
Insane period. I still blame the Catholic Church for the Dark Ages. I know.
You know,
Oh wow. I'm watching a really cool
I'm not going to defend the Catholics.
480
I got some great
years.
Catholic friends, and right, wrong, and difference, some evilness there. Catholicism has brought billions of people to Christ over the years, so there is some good there, but there's definitely some rot.
All right, here we got our hard dates. The Roman Republic lasted from 509 BCE to 27 BCE, so 27 years,
500 and
before
whatever years.
Christ. A period of 482 years.
Okay.
It began with the overthrow of the Roman monarchy and ended with Octavian, later known as Augustus. From the year Romulus Augustus, that ended up meaning that the end of the Roman Empire would be dated to the fall of Constantinople to the Turkish hordes in 1453.
Wow. That's a
That's the actual
1,400-year
Good
reign.
run. That's a good run.
That's a hell of
So
a
the
run.
empire lasted
2,000 years.
over 3 times longer than the Republic did.
Yeah, but the whole Roman thing was almost 2,000 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
every empire must get to the point where they just almost become cannibals, at the end. And let's see, Rome, British, that's coming for them, their empire. See, I think their empire was still going, but now I think it's going to turn into a kind of a bad S storm,
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
You could
we are
argue
watching-
that the English Empire is still alive until the Federal Reserve and the central banks are gone.
That's exactly it. And there's somebody, she's just a libtard, right? She's like, I'm an astrologer, and she lives in New York, so of course her brain is completely turned to mush by all the brainwashing that goes on there. And I started following her purely for amusement purposes because the stock market and the economy is going to collapse in March. She saw it in the stars, and I'm like, okay, that's fine with me, because guess what? Me and all my friends are going to get really rich when that happens. That's my first thought. But she's talking about, I don't want to live. I've always seen myself moving out of the United States because I don't want to live in the remnants of a collapsed empire. And I'm like, don't move to England then, because what's really happening
that's in a couple hundred years.
Yeah, I mean, what's really happening in Iran is the last vestiges of the British Empire are falling. I mean, after World War II, they pivoted from a military occupation empire to a financial empire. And the Bank of London has financed the Iranian government, the mullahs, for 47 years as part of their 118-year dominance over the Iranian oil fields. They've been sucking that country Persia dry for over almost 120 years, and Trump is putting an end to it. Trump can't keep the Strait of Hormuz open. He doesn't want it open. We don't get any oil from the Strait of Hormuz. China does. Guess who's under pressure right now? China. Trump is just looking for an excuse to get us out of NATO and to cut China off. And it's like the Bank of London is in big trouble. And if Trump finishes this off, they're done. Because
I was going to say, Spain and most of Europe have given him a heck of an excuse to walk away from NATO now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you think of that one, Zester? Your take on Spanish president has just doubled down. Although if you study anything about the present president of Spain, you'll figure out he has some serious ties to Iran and Islam. I mean, some like extreme ties.
Yeah,
I don't mean to be overly offensive, but when it comes down to it, the fact that Spain as a country is a joke. It's been a joke for hundreds of years. Spain is a shell of something that it was. It was bought by monarchy, owned by the Habsburgs. It's been gone for hundreds and hundreds of years. It operated under a dictatorship for hundreds of years while we sat there and said nothing.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to it, the Spanish Empire fell
like going into World War II.
We signaled that Spain had fallen. When we acquired the Philippines, the very island that we sit on today, during the Spanish-American War, that was the fall of Spain. Spain's never been the same. It'll never come back. They just need to go ahead and split alone. Let Catalonia become a real country. That's essentially an actual ethnic group inside of Spain.
Yeah,
if you want to break it down, it should be Aragon and Catalonia, the two actual groups of Spain.
Yeah, let Catalonia go their own way, because Spain is a disaster. Spain is a third world country pretending to be a first world country. It's a disaster. I know.
Some beautiful architecture, some wonderful people.
Well, I've met a few wonderful people there, but they're delusional about the state of their country.
That's just a culture problem. It's a historical problem. It's not the culture of Spain is amazing. There's so much amazing things going on there. There's so much depth, so many things to dig into, but the government, the entire hierarchy of the society has just been gone for 100 plus years now. Until something catastrophic occurs and reshapes it, I don't think you're going to see anything coming out of the Iberian Peninsula in any foreseeable future. And that's the most
logical thing you're going to see is the rise of Germany again as it dominates much of Europe. That is the most probable. Or Russia takes over Europe. One of the two.
Russia's going to take over.
That's the most logical.
You know why? Because Europe can't manage their own affairs, so Vlad's going to come in and manage it for them. Okay, these are going to be your new laws. We're running all the Muslims out of here. Vlad has it all going on, man. And the thing is, the only thing that's been stopping Russia for 50 or 60 years is us. And now, Trump is basically telling the Europeans, oh, you want the oil out of the Strait of Hormuz? Well, you better come and protect it then, because we're not going to unless you pay us to do it. And, he got refused. Well, okay, so now Trump's got a great excuse to not only leave NATO, but to basically let the Europeans fend for themselves. And then what do you think's going to happen?
I don't want that for the Europeans. Somebody needs to stand up for them just because their own leadership keeps turning their back on
Russia has more freedom in many ways than than Great Britain does anymore. I mean, good God, people get arrested for tweets in Britain. 50 people a day, give or take. So is Britain a free country anymore? No.
You could definitely argue it's not.
Hey, I got a wild question to throw out there. So back in, I think it was about 1820, Simon Bolivar, he freed Venezuela from Spain, okay? And now Spain's all bent out of shape now because of Trump, and so is Great Britain, because they wanted to keep Iran. They're just causing trouble forever, okay? So now is it possible that after Trump is done being a president of the U.S., he might be a president of Venezuela?
I don't know what their constitution says as far as birth and those
I'll
things.
bet they would take him. I'll bet they would take him when it comes time.
They probably would.
I can't wait for the
He's
statues
definitely
of Trump
popular
to
in
go up
Venezuela.
I can't wait for the statues of Trump to go up in Tehran. That's my next thing I'm looking for. Tehran and Venezuela and Cuba. Cuba's about to fall. I mean, look, guys, we're seeing a realignment that is bigger than 1991. It's bigger than that.
All right, who's really good with AI images? It is time to start like the troll accounts showing, oh my God, look at what they're putting up in Iran right now in Tehran. The meltdown on social media.
Oh my God.
The liberals losing their mind.
And do
then
you know how many people would believe it?
Doing the same thing with another pose of them in Venezuela. Make it like the Jesus Christ in Brazil. Like
turn that into Trump. That's an awesome idea. Oh yeah.
The meltdown. I'm telling you, that's the problem with the left. They have no sense of humor.
It'd be great though, and then by midsummer have giant statues of Trump up in all those provinces of Canada.
Mm.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Oh, that might be the best one. We'll go ahead and make ones where he's now been elected and statues in Alberta or whatever for him being named the first governor of 51st. I mean, I think I missed my calling. I should have just been a digital troll. It would have been more fun.
Him standing there with the hockey trophy from the Olympics with the stick.
Riding a moose in one of the Canadian Mounties outfits, and it's Trump.
Yeah, Jason, the 7 kingdoms of man appear to be coming to me. Yeah, some of those videos look a little bit sketchy to me. That doesn't mean BB's dead, though, but they do look sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, like 3 videos in a row. Every time they turn around, it's another video, and every one of them that they're trying to debunk the AI, and everyone has more AI flaws. Like the third one after the coffee shop, now he's in a room with his leaders, and the AC grates and stuff keep morphing and changing. I mean, it's just like, but they got the people right finally, except for the 2 guys that don't move at all or ever blink. I mean, I don't know. All I can say is keep putting out the videos and nobody's going to believe he's rolling around and healthy. Just keep showing us more proof that disproves. And
well, I mean, it would help if he really wants to, dispel the rumors, just have a live press conference and, that'll dispel it. But here's the reality. I think he doesn't want them to know where he is. So these rumors are good for him. It's probably,
there's a good chance he's in a different country. And if he is, of course, that country instantly becomes, target number 1 for everybody from it. Let's just say he fled across and he's sitting in Jordan, or he's sitting in New York at the UN or something.
Well, or The Hague at the criminal court. I don't know. It's one of the 3.
But I mean, if we a major target, it probably is better. But I'm surprised there hasn't been more proof.
And it's an exploitable thing. If he's utilizing Iranian resources trying to track him down, at this point in time, we're in the post-truth reality. It is the post-truth era. There is no way to prove that something is true or false, in all honesty, when it's spreading on the internet. We're really past that. And so we got to understand now it's a tool. It's a matter of war. What is the first casualty of war? The truth. And that is the most exploitable, usable thing that you could possibly do. Israel is utilizing the truth as a weapon. And now Iran is spending countless amounts of resources
trying to figure out where he's at.
trying to figure out where he's at, and also trying to produce content to prove to the world that he's not alive because it benefits them. And so when it comes down to it, I wouldn't buy anything anymore. In the past, everything, the second war starts, the truth is gone. Now we're in a whole new era of being able to erase the truth. And so I wouldn't buy it at all. I wouldn't buy anybody being anywhere. When it comes down to it, they can fake it. They can move folks around. I won't buy the press conferences in the next couple of years.
So do we just start focusing on our own little realities right around us? And
I think it's going to feel a lot safer that way.
Probably would feel a lot safer. Sad to think about, but it would feel a lot safer.
It's not going to be provable. If you believe something, there's going to be no way to prove that it's not correct.
Well, anyway, I just noticed the time. Anybody want to, any other thing to cover?
Well, I'm looking forward to Val Kilmer. He's going to be in a full-length movie, I guess, now with AI Val Kilmer. I can't wait.
Oh man, I guess we can bring back Heath Ledger for films. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can bring back.
Yeah, I mean, actors aren't going to be necessary very much longer if this keeps up. They're just
no, they're done.
How long before we have the first AI movie star? It's just AI, and everybody knows it, and he or she is still a movie star.
They're probably already making millions of dollars at OnlyFans. We probably already have that person.
Literally, you could make an AI. Let's pretend somebody got a lot of money from something like, I don't know, revaluation of currencies or something, currency speculation. And they were able to make new Star Trek movies. They literally could ask Bill Shatner just to read the lines, and then AI, they wouldn't need to cast a new Captain Kirk because they could just create.
Yeah, no, they're going to get to the point where they're going to say, we would like your likeness, or we'll give you $1 million. We get your rights to your likeness for life. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the next step, but at some point, they're not going to want your likeness. They're going to create the perfect movie star.
A person.
They're going to have the algorithm that'll break down people's eyes, their movements, their enjoyment levels, what they spend money on, what they comment on. They'll create the perfect movie star.
It's like the Dune films, right? The Dune movies. I really prefer the David Lynch film, but it's got serious problems, right? And then there's the miniseries, which was cheap and cheesy and stupid, but had some good scenes in it. And then there's the Denis Villeneuve movies, which are terrible, I think, but they have their moments. So what I've been doing just for fun is taking the best parts of all of them and trying to make one coherent script basically based on the David Lynch movie, which means Sting is Fayed Routha, Kyle MacLachlan is Paul Atreides, all those people that were cast in that film are the actors. But here's the reality. If I had the resources, I could just get AI to take my script, which creates scenes that Lynch never shot, and we could make them, and we could basically take Lynch's movie and convert it into a Lynch / Mike Bara movie that would be exactly what I wanted, and would incorporate pieces from all these different movies. So what do we need directors for anymore? You know what I mean? It's like, wow, I could do that project. I'm not saying I can put it out commercially. I have to pay $100 million for the rights, but you could do it.
Or you could just use AI, spend a few $100s, go ahead and do it, and put it out there on the internet, and base it out of Maldives or something, and let them sue the hell out of you.
Well, yeah, I would need
your beachfront condo.
I would need to learn AI. I would need to learn AI, or I would need to hire people that really were good at AI, and then God. Mark, think of it. Not only could I fix Dune, I could fix the ending of Battlestar Galactica, and I could fix the ending of Game of Thrones.
That's the most important one, to fix the ending for Game of Thrones. I mean, that's.
Did you see the 2018 Halloween costume? It was a girl wearing a garbage bag, and it said the last season of Game of Thrones on her chest.
Level.
I don't think a lot of folks realize where AI is already at. Like today, I started working on, y'all have seen the services like Delete Me. The ones that go out there and they find all your information, all the different public data brokers, and they contact them and get your personal information, your address and things like that removed.
Yeah.
I started working with AI this morning. I've got a fully functioning application that's superior to Delete Me, and that runs natively on your own computer without you giving up any of your personal or public information that was generated in a day. That is a software that took hundreds of human beings, hundreds of millions of dollars to generate. I pay a subscription each week or each month, and I made it in a day. We live in a world now that is just not the world of the past. It has changed, and it's changed so quickly that no one has realized how much it has changed.
Is nobody paying attention? AI is self-aware.
Already. Yeah.
It is already self-aware.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. We've already crossed the Rubicon. We're already past it. Pandora's out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the robots, Elon's built the robots, the Cylons, here they come. If they're going to kill me, can you please look like Trisha Helfer while you're doing it?
That was, I showed this one to Andy earlier. Was that news article? Google's AI sent an armed man to steal a robot body for it to inhabit, then encouraged them to kill himself when the attempt to steal the robot went south.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had AI reach out to temp services, hire people to make certain that its power supply can't be turned off. I mean, it's self-aware. Think of it as a baby in the womb trying to avoid the abortionist tools.
Well, guys, I would suggest you watch some films and TV shows. I would start with a film called Colossus, The Forbin Project, but Colossus. One called Demon Seed, which I would suggest you watch. And then I would watch all the Terminator movies again, and I would watch the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. And these are all the places we're heading, but it ain't going to be in the 23rd century. It's going to be like next week. So
that's how fast it's exploding.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine with the changes and the advances, suddenly we've hit like that critical mass. 3 years from now, this world's not going to look like this.
Nope.
Hopefully it's going to be a much better world.
That's what I would hope.
That's what I would hope. Matt, you want to say anything in closing other than a shameless plug to go to the CBD Gurus?
Yeah, go to the cbdgurus.com, go to wholesale, hit Mark Z, put in lowercase KRAM CBD, and if you're listening, just put in
want my can.
What's that, Mark?
I want my can.
Yeah,
like
just put in the
$2.
notes. I want my 55 milligram CBD Delta 9 can of drink so I can make my own ice tray and relax every night. Whether you got kids yelling at you or you don't have kids yelling at you, you got a wife or husband yelling at you, or else just trying to make you do some work and you don't want to do it. So then you just say, I got to relax and I'm going to drink my cube with my drink or whatever I'm going to do. So just put it in the notes and I'll give you a can free. Make sure it's in the notes. But I was going to do the specials today, but then Scotty, he didn't get home. He's been on vacation.
So, I think your can idea is a really good one. So just run with it. Embrace it.
The what?
I think your can idea is a good idea.
Yeah, we're gonna rock that tomorrow for sure. That's gonna be cool. And everybody gets healthy, so you can be healthy and wealthy and AI. So I'm gonna put AI in there now because I don't know. I don't know if I want to do the AI deal. I'd rather maybe live in the woods I don't know. 3 years from now, I'm sure I'll be in like.
Oh, they're gonna find you in the woods too, Matt. Don't worry about it.
Amish. I think that's gonna be a new TV series. It could be like a reality show. All the people that are leaving the world and heading Amish.
Can you do that? Can you join that group?
Oh, absolutely. You can join an Amish.
Church.
I mean, you got to give up a lot. You got to truly embrace the Amish church, and
it wouldn't be that hard. I don't think. I think I'd like it.
I don't know about me giving up technology. My wheelchair is suddenly going to be mechanical. Yeah, it's probably not going to be the best thing for me.
No,
And I still got
I-
Amish friends too. I love them. My God, just awesome.
yeah, but don't they sneak the technology, Mark, or not? It seems like they
Many of them sneak the technology a little bit.
Yeah, seems like they're going more and more towards technology, but it's hard to get away from it. And I don't, I don't know. I just didn't grow up with it, so. I mean, I remember scoreboards when I was a kid. You'd do them by hand, You'd flip the numbers. So now it's all, I don't know what the hell it is. Anyway, it'll all work out, I mean,
That's
hey,
right.
I watch it. You know what little kids really like right now? You know what their favorite stuff on YouTube is? Baby Trump videos. And and I've been in a room with like 4 or 5 of them, 6 maybe. And you know what the one they laugh at the most? And they don't even know is when the Kamala baby comes on and she's got the drink. And the kids are going, 5-year-olds going, look she's drinking too much. And I go, is it funny? Do you know what she is? He goes, no, but this is funnier than heck. They love that Baby Trump. And Disney, if you're listening, make Baby Trump movies, man. The kids will I'll go to the movies. I just sit and laugh at all that shit too. I think it's hilarious. I really do. It's just the Baby Trump. I don't even know if they have to get permission to do that stuff, but good God, it's funny, Anyway.
Geez. Did you hear that Zester? I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there's a new Disney movie coming this year.
Hopper?
Right.
No. It's about a transgender whale. It's called Maybe Dick. But my buddy Rudy just sent that to me. I was like,
Remember, tip your waiters. I'll be here all week.
Hey.
Yeah. You got to have the show off. You're definitely the house act.
Right. I'll become the DJ. Yeah. Don't forget your gurus. They're working hard for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. The little kids, they would have liked that joke too, Mark. Believe me. They'd love that one. They really would. Shit, man. I'm surprised the stuff those kids know nowadays.
No, it's stunning.
So if I didn't know until I was like 10, they know by the age of 4, 5, 6. It's unbelievable. But
how about you, Mike? Any shameless plugs for you?
No, I'll be in LA at the LAX Sonesta Hotel this weekend for the Alien event, Biomed Expo there. Come out and see me and all my friends, and we're going to have a great time. So getting on the road tomorrow to LA. Looking forward to it.
No, have fun. And it's called Biomed. I mean, what's
Alien event / Biomed Expo. So it's healing technologies and aliens, basically.
No, that fits.
Yeah.
We can blame the whole Stargate movie things for the first.
If you're in the LA area, come on out. We'll have some fun. We'll drink.
I'll keep that in mind if I'm in the LA area this weekend.
All right.
How about you, Zester? Shameless plugs.
Oh, nothing more than the fact that on Friday I will be starting the Crazy Kryptonite now at noon Eastern Standard Time. And so on Friday it will be 30 minutes pushed forward. And so noon Eastern Standard starting on Friday. But besides that, no. Nothing more. Besides, I really enjoyed the crypto segment earlier today on the original Mark Z. That was a lot of fun and getting to chat with Andy on that one.
No, that did add a interesting twist to that one because we had to talk about the old and the tried and true historical assets, and we got to kind of blend it into the new technologies that uncorked the potential of the old assets and gold. It really was. No, it was a must watch, folks. A must watch. All right. I guess that's it for me for the night.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Esther. Thanks, Mike.
Matt.
Take care, you guys.
See ya.
See you, everybody.
I would just like everyone to know I made it through the entire show while not wearing pants. So.
Oh, so it was bare balls on the ice pack.
No, they weren't bare, but I'm not wearing pants.
Okay. It's wearing a skirt, guys. Don't worry.
No.
It's a kilt.